Hey everybody, it's the Comic Book Gurus. We're all here together again. The last time we had a segment that was released, Steph was off. She's back. She was where were you? You were doing some archaeological digs in Egypt. Was that the case, Steph?
Something like that.
Yes.
Same mental breakdown, archaeological digs,
Mental
one of the
breakdown.
same.
If you ever talk to those archaeologists out there, outside the pyramids, they're all effed up. So I think it works
I fit
out.
right
They're
in.
loners. Yeah, so you fit right in. Well, it's good to have you back, and we're going to talk about something that's really cool. You guys all did your Comic Gurus panel at Fan Expo, Philadelphia, as it says here, formerly known as Wizard World. Very proud of you guys. I was seeing the pictures and all that stuff, and I think this is where you really are in your element. So let's go in order. We have some pictures to cycle through. Let's get your initial reactions. Craig, how was it?
It was a lot of fun, Steve. Rob and I have done Comic Book Gurus live at Fan Expo. I mean, we were doing it since it was Wizard World, so this is like our fourth year in a row doing it. And this was by far our biggest crowd. Even though we started at Saturday morning at 11 a.m., we got a big crowd. And I have to say, what the most fun for me, Steve, was the fact that I live in the city, so I took the 10-block walk to Fan Expo dressed like this, mind you.
Yes.
And I got a lot of great looks, a lot of thumbs up. But when I got there I was there at 10, the time that all three of us agreed upon. So 10:30.
We'll hear
Hey,
about that
now.
in a moment, but go ahead.
So it was almost a solo gig because at 10:55 I got text from both Rob and Steph saying I'm running late, and to the point where I'm not even in the parking lot. Or in Steph's case, I've got two little ones that have to go to the bathroom. So um, Chuck
Well,
Lindsay
we're
was
already getting a behind the scenes peek here. I just wanted a superficial, assessment here. But so all in all, besides all the tumult, what did you think?
all in all, it was absolutely amazing. It reminded me of Mutiny on the Moshulu. It was packed. It was crowded. Everyone was having a great time. They had great guests. They had great guest stars. The celebrities actually showed up and had a good time.
It
So
looked it looked terrific. I mean, it really had the roster was very impressive. I think now the folks who are putting it together, we've done our fair share promoting them in the past when they were building up the audience.
mhm.
They really had a stellar collection. They keep upping the ante. Rob, what was your take? A quick 30,000-foot view before we go into the specifics and all the pictures.
Well, I will say one thing. I did make it on time. On time.
Okay.
Not 10 o'clock, but I was there before the tape was rolling.
I'll tell you guys all. I'll tell you my personal stance on this.
Yeah.
Early is on time. On
Mhm.
time is late, and late is an executionable offense. That's where I stand. I may be a
Okay.
little bit more austere than you are, but that's my take. So, Rob, your thumbnail in a thumbnail. Hold up your thumb and drive a nail through it. How was it overall?
It was enjoyable. There was all different kinds of people there, which there always is, but um, there were some cancellations, but that happens all the time. And they were making the best out of it, getting everybody to be seen. The panels were really stellar. They had a big room where, Michael J. Fox was and Hayden Christensen. And they really had it streamlined.
I'll tell you what, and yeah, we're going to go through some of the pictures so we can provide visual verification of what you're saying there, Rob. Steph, over the course of years as they've been doing this, it seems they've built up credibility. It seems that the celebrities realize that this isn't like ending up on Hollywood Squares used to be years ago, where like, okay, here's the final door to the end of my career. This is actually a great way to embrace the fandom, and it seems like everyone gets something out of it, and everyone has a good time. You've been to a number of these. Do you feel the same way?
hmm Yeah, this was aside from showing up super late and being a sweaty, like nervous wreck, it ended up being a really good time. Yeah, like you said, I've been to these for a number of years, back when it was Wizard World, so long ago. But yeah, I was impressed by the number of people they were able to get and who they were able to get. We did the one Winter Soldier year a couple years ago where they had Chris Evans, Anthony Mackie. Like that was crazy. I couldn't believe they had those people. After with the pandemic, obviously things kind of took a little turn, but
Yeah.
this one coming out of it, I feel like really was like reminiscent of those really big years. Like it was really good to see the crowds again, the number of rooms they had for panels, how many people were dressed up. So it felt kind of like they were sort of back into the groove of
It
how they were.
it is kind of cool. You're right. During the COVID years, I think they had one, and the main speakers were Larry Storch from F Troop and the Mr. Whipple guy, and less impressive. No, yeah, and honestly though, my friend Dave, who runs the Monster Con, he gets these incredible things that you would never see, these collections of celebrities you would never see before. And they kind of fly in quickly. And I mean, for Michael J. Fox, obviously this is where he had the fall, Philadelphia, of course. But
Is anyone
it's
saying that anyone pushed him? I feel like that would
right,
be next.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it'd
Philly
be
probably
here.
pushed the guy.
Right, but it's we're gonna get that anyway, regardless. So
Yeah.
well, I tell you what, let's start going through some of the pictures here, if you guys are down with that. And look at that. There's your official live podcast, Comic Book Gurus. And you did record a podcast, correct?
Yes, it's
Yes.
in my pocket. It's on a drive in my pocket.
Has it been posted yet or no?
No, not yet. It's
Okay.
been a crazy hectic week,
Yes.
but
I mean,
it will be posted, and everybody will get to enjoy this. So
I know, Rob, you
this
had
is
to take your kids to T-ball and didn't get the opportunity. So yeah, get it up. So when you get can we expect it by sometime midweek this week for your fans?
Yes,
All right.
absolutely,
All right.
absolutely.
So there you go. That's obviously, Craig, you're thrilled that Steph arrived after dinner.
I had to get a picture of us because the first time I ever met Steph, I was wearing the exact same
Yep.
outfit. It was
Right.
at
Yep.
Wizard World. So
Yeah.
that's when
Yep.
we met. That was 5-6 years ago.
By the way,
Yeah.
people don't realize the reason that initially, Steph, you had your own YouTube channel, and you were
Mhm.
coming in from this, and you were coming in from sort of the neophyte. You were you were with a lot of zeal being introduced to the world of pop culture and comic books and
Mhm.
comic book movies, and it was
Mhm.
during that initial run of Marvel. And your
Yeah.
energy and your zeal is really cool. So when people say, so I said, no, you got to realize Craig and Rockstar Rob, they're the mega lunatics. Steph, you're coming in as the every person who's saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, show me,
Yeah.
teach me," and so it provides that angle on it. But you've done your homework. You've been to what is this your third, fourth, fifth? Which one is this for you?
Probably more than that. Maybe
Really?
5th or 6th at least. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was going pre-children and my oldest is
Okay,
7. So yeah, it's been a while. And like it
all
would go
right.
to the one in Oaks, that those conventions there. I forget what it's called now. My brain.
I think it's
Do you remember?
Art
It's
Saxby's World of Woodcrafting. No, I don't.
yeah, that was it.
Yeah,
But
there's so
yeah, they
many.
have a smaller one, but like George Takei, like they still get really cool people at that one. But yeah, we would hit up different cons around the area. But definitely in Philly, Wizard
They're
World.
wonderful. So we're seeing a shot of your area here, doing quite well, guys.
Yeah,
You
we
know,
got a lot of walk up audience, which is great, and that was a great sign. I will say this about the setup. Now, Rob and I, since we've been doing our podcast live there, since we've had the podcast, initially they had us down in one of the panel rooms, like downstairs.
it
So we
looks
had
like
to
you're
tell,
right up on the main floor here.
and
Yeah,
but
we were.
it's gotten better. See, they've learned their lesson because first we were down in one of the panel rooms where no one could find us, except our real fans. And then they brought us up to the main stage, and then they put us last year, 2 years ago, we were on the side, so people would just be walking by. This year, they put us right behind all the autograph booths and the photo booths, so
Oh,
people walking by,
I
they can
love
not only
that.
see us, but our show is being broadcast live on the monitors above that you just saw. So people were coming in and seeing us talking and our
Oh,
spirited debate about Marvel and DC, and we got a ton of people. So
excellent. I love that idea. Rob, how did you like that configuration?
It was great because basically anybody I was talking to ahead of time and telling them, I said, just listen. you'll find us.
Look, I'm making you move there.
Yeah.
This is when you sang Volare, correct?
This is when I said, every time I'm out, they pull me back in.
Right. This is. I know you gave a lengthy description on why you're always wearing super hot clothes, even on the warmest days.
Yeah.
This is it.
Okay, so great. That is a terrific element that by changing that, because you're right. A lot of times you had to go on a big search. It's a big convention center for these panels, and why not put it right on the floor? I love this idea. So, and your setup looks really pro end too.
Yeah, all credit to Chuck Lindsay, who recorded, and these are all his pictures, by the way. Not only does he record every podcast out there, he goes around and takes pictures of it while it's happening. And he's the one that gives us all our copies of all the pictures and the video that Rob has in his pocket. But
He is one of our biggest fans.
So let me ask you, Steph, how did it feel your first time alongside the comic book gurus, the largest repository of comic book insignifica in the world? Were you a bit nervous, or were you cool?
Oh my God. Well, I did not know what to expect at all. And I'm so introverted that I was, of course, like, and not knowing what to expect just made it worse. And because I'm late, it made my stress go up even higher. And then, Craig was like, "You're fine, don't worry about it." And then he's like, "Oh, you're really sweaty." I'm like, "I know." When I first got there. And I really expected to in my mind, I'm thinking, "Oh, it's going to be like where Craig just described, where you used to be." So when I walk up and I see this super professional looking platform with our table and microphones and lighting, I'm like, "Oh my God." Like, I don't know. But it ended up being really awesome. I mean, as introverted as I am, it was really cool to feel the energy of the audience and to like talk with everybody on stage and have people ask questions. Like, I don't know. I thought it was really cool. It was really, really fun.
You know one thing, Steph and guys, it's the truth. These are the convention people. People go to these things. Quirky, yeah, absolutely. But there are people. I mean, this is we all love this stuff, and it's people who really embrace all these different elements and who really get into it and kind of know how to have fun. And what used to be, oh man, I don't know if I want to hang out there. Well, look at everything that's generating money for Hollywood these days. It's all genre based, and so yeah, this is the bread and butter, and it's no longer having to hide in the shadows. You can let as they used to say, your freak flag fly, and it's a lot of fun. So this is I think you were asking Craig to kiss your hand here, Rob, and he refused.
Kiss
correct?
the ring.
Yeah,
kiss the ring. And he's like,
kiss
"Why?"
the 9 rings. Pick whatever one of the 9 rings I'm wearing and 12 amulets. You can pick any one of those. Good shot of you, Craig.
Yeah, that was Friday night. I was a guest on someone else's podcast, so I had to wear my Pac-Man suit since it was Friday.
I like that suit. That suit's great.
Yeah. I thought you'd pulled a Madonna and left the stage and came back up. Oh, here we go. All right, Hayden Christensen. I know you were very much into this, Rob, right? Was this your must-see?
Yes.
Okay. How was he?
He was good. He was very mellow. We found out that he really wants to have a lavender farm.
He grows lavender?
Yeah, it can grow wild lavender.
He wants to grow lavender.
Is it going to be free-range lavender? Is it free-range lavender, or will it be kept in small boxes like veal?
He did not specify. He just said his dream is to have a lavender farm.
What the hell is
I would like to grow chickens if I could. I have a whole bunch of chicken seeds I just purchased out on the street. Okay.
But, he told us different things about like
lavender?
developing the character. That too. But how like he actually watched like episode 1 to see how
much better it could be.
He drew from all that stuff, because he came in episode 2 and he was out by episode 3 and then not back till Obi-Wan. Well,
I see. You say of his trilogy. Yeah, I agree. I think. Listen, he got he sort of grew into it a bit, and I think I think he was given short shrift, and also the script was a little bit lacking. I think, if anything, the most recent trilogy has made people re-embrace the second trilogy
Yeah.
and minus Phantom Menace, and really see that there was a lot going on there, because all of the people who love Star Wars and the J.J. Abrams and all these people, they failed to get it right too. And so it's. I think what he brought to Obi-Wan was nice. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of the series. I thought they really missed a golden opportunity, but he seems like a really nice guy.
He said he had to he had stunt guys that had to do, because he's not as tall as he needs to be. So he had to wear lifts, or they had stunt people that were taller than him.
We just jumped ahead there. We don't want to tip our hand, but yeah, I'm surprised, because most actors would have their legs broken and extra bones put in
Oh yeah.
to
Put
get
that crank in and like spend a
right.
year
Yeah, and then
making the
of course on a
bones.
rack. No. I'd like to see him do more. I think, wasn't he? He was in a long-term relationship. Was it Mila? It wasn't Mila Kunis, was it? Who was he involved with
No.
for the longest time?
Lavender.
Yeah, they ran a lavender farm together.
Yes.
All right, so Steph, there you are. There's a
Yes.
classic shot.
Yes.
That's your
Yep.
man,
Yeah.
right?
It is. Yep.
That's
Yeah. The one in the white
your
T-shirt. No, just kidding.
yeah, your man. So Daredevil, of course. Tell me
Yeah.
who we're looking
Yeah.
at here.
Yeah. So Charlie Cox and Vincent. Now it's funny because every time I go to meet, whoever I'm planning on meeting at the Comic-Con, I always try to think of at least one quick thing to say, to each of them. But I told Charlie Cox how much I liked Boardwalk Empire, how it's one of my favorite shows. I mean, obviously he's there for Daredevil, with this, photo, but but with Vincent, I just was like, Adventures in Babysitting Forever. He kind of
Yeah,
just looked at me and he's like,
Thor.
thanks.
Yeah, he played
Yeah,
Thor.
original
Yeah,
Thor.
yeah. How
Exactly.
about that? No, he's great. Obviously, Full Metal Jacket and all that stuff. And I tell you what, and here's what you look for, and you guys know what I'm talking about in these pictures. In the beginning, when they first started doing this, you'd see these sort of half-assed, disgruntled, when is this going to be over thing. These guys look like they're legitimately having a nice time.
Oh,
Would that
they
be
shook
correct?
everybody. Yeah, they shook everybody's hand that came up to take the photo, and they both were so sweet and just seemed like genuinely thankful for people
All right,
coming out to just see them.
Hey
quick
Steve, when I
question.
met
I'm gonna,
go
oh, 1 second, Rob. I'm going to go through quickly on all of you. What do you think? What's the prognosis for the Daredevil series on Disney Plus? Do we have high hopes? Are we taking a wait and see? Let's start with
I
you,
want.
Craig.
No, I've been waiting for this since the actual comic book series came out in 1990, whatever. Born Again. It's not going to be Daredevil season 4. They were very specific about that. But this was all fan generated, because when Netflix canceled Daredevil and took away all those shows, both Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio went to the people that
Yeah,
were saying, "Please come back." So that's why they're, also because they're nice guys, but that's why they're so thankful to meet everyone, because we're the people that brought it back. So yes, I'm very very excited. It's going to be 13 episodes, Steve, and it's not all going to be in one swoop.
all
So this
right,
is the longest Disney series ever, and it's going to be the most gritty.
all
John
right,
Bernthal will be in it.
all right.
So
All right, we'll review that when we get to it. But I just want you, so you got a positive vibe, Rob. What do you
yeah.
think?
I'm looking forward to see what they do. I mean, it seems like all the Disney shows are basically, including the Star Wars shows, they're all a roll of the dice. You're either going to get something completely stellar or something less than stellar.
All right,
So
Steph.
I want it to be good so bad. It's going to be hard to kind of not think about the original Netflix Daredevil going into it, because honestly, there really haven't been any Disney Plus Marvel shows that I was super excited to see. This one I am, though. So I
I'm
want it
agreeing
to
with
be good.
Steph. I'm agreeing with Steph on this. That original Netflix run, jaw-droppingly good. I
Oh,
watched the
so
entire
good.
first season. I mean, that
Yeah.
entire Daredevil run, amazing. We're not going to get
Yeah.
anything in that ballpark with the
Mm-mm.
Disneyfication of this. Now, it doesn't mean they can't do
Right.
something good, but I don't think they're going to do it at that level. Hell, if you just watch the earlier Paramount versions of the Avengers and that build up, you can see a transition point at which they switched a little bit to Disney. I think so, tonally. I'm hoping,
Yeah.
I'm hoping. These guys are so talented and so good. I hope
Mhm.
that's the case.
Mhm.
We move on. All right, now we're on the floor here, guys. Tell me. Oh, look at it,
I know
Ghostbusters.
that
Yes.
guy.
So
That's
great.
Vigo. He's the master of evil, right? The problem
Yeah.
was he started messing with my boys. That ain't
It's
legal.
very real.
Yeah.
No. I took this picture, Steve, for our friend Dan Calachico, who you know is the biggest Ghostbusters fan on earth. And I took this for him. This is for Philadelphia, PhillyGhostbusters.com. They had their own station there where you can make your own slime. They had a working proton pack. They had
Oh,
this
they're great
picture.
guys.
Yeah,
They're
they're
great,
awesome.
aren't they? They're
Yeah.
so cool. Yeah.
And this picture of Vigo, you can't see, but it's 3D. So if you walk by it, it moves like it does in the movie. So it's
Oh,
Oh,
I
That's
love that.
awesome.
I love that. So all that for people who don't know, have never been. This is so much of the joy of one of these cons and one of these expos is that the merch floor, what's out there, what's available to kind of screw around with. Rob, what did you see? Oh, look, there's a proton pack. What did you
there's
see
a
out there,
farmer.
Rob, that rocked your world?
I bought little Grim Reapers that their heads light up.
there you go.
Okay.
I can't comment on that.
No, I like
Yeah.
this. If you look over there, there's a cool little creature from the Black Lagoon thing on this dude's table and a proton
Yeah.
pack. Ah, no, my God.
I,
So this is obviously some sort of family reunion, Craig. What happened here?
I found someone who shops at the same place that I shop for my suits. He had a Super Mario Brothers suit, and he saw me and I saw him, and so we had the same trailer. So we had to get a picture taken. And so every time someone saw him, they would say, "Hey, did you see that guy in a Marvel suit?" And every time someone saw me, they say, "Hey, did you see that guy in a Super Mario suit?" So yeah,
Are
we
you guys
decided.
the same- Craig? Are you guys the same size? Can you like swap like
No,
alternate days?
he is a lot taller than me. He was actually scooching down. I had to put the camera up so he can get us both in the picture,
Okay.
and he knelt down. So, but yeah, and of course, got to do the Spider-Man when they saw each other. Every Spider-Man dog did that.
Well, this, of course, is the meme of memes, right? Oh, the Spider-Man
Yeah,
pointing at each other, and this is really cool. And again, the cosplay. Always love the cosplay. So cool. And it looks like you had a good representation here. How so? The new Spider-Verse movie, the animated sequel, which is getting rave reviews. I assume that was well represented, correct?
Oh my
oh my
God,
God,
yeah.
yes. These kids right here, they were begging their mom to get their picture taken with Spider-Man, and they wanted her to be in it too, so they could
Mhm.
because they were just in awe that there were two Spider-Men there, and they all every pose they picture they took with the kids, they all the Spider-Men knelt down and posed. There was a Spider-Man booth of nothing but Spider-Man. Called the Spiderlings, and they were great. But yeah, every iteration of Spider-Man, Steve, was well represented.
I love that.
And you know,
Steph, are your kids into all this?
They are. They do love Miles Morales as Spider-Man. But they love part of why they love to go to these is to see people dressing up. They got to see there was a really good Princess Peach, so they wanted a picture with her.
We're coming up
But
on that. Yeah.
Oh, okay, but through the
Yeah.
years, like my oldest was really into Maleficent, and we saw someone dressed as her, so that she would get a picture with her. Another year, she was really into Astrid from How to Train Your Dragon, and we saw her, so she wanted a picture. So, and they've dressed up themselves. So this year, my daughter, oldest went as Wednesday, and my youngest just wanted to be fancy.
No,
But
no, Bob,
yeah.
Rob, your boys are all in college now, so no, I'm kidding.
you like fanny
I,
pack venom. Fanny pack venom.
I noticed that fanny pack venom. Nothing undermines your potential malevolence and world-destroying capabilities than a fanny pack.
Yeah.
That's why fanny packs haven't made their way. Thanos, for example, had a briefcase. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
So let's. Oh, here we go. Little Phantom of the Opera action.
Yeah,
They were
look
there the first night. They were there Friday night, and I thought that was an amazing costume. It was the end of the night. I grabbed that photo and I asked them, "Are you guys coming back?" And they said, "No, this is the only night."
They said,
But
"Leave us
they were
alone.
great.
Why are you dressed so warmly?" So, no, I'm a big fan of Phantom of the Opera, and the true thing here, Rob, is that people, whatever rocks their world, whatever they want to dress up as, they do. It need not even be anything remotely connected to, anything genre based. So, I
yeah,
love to see that. So, look at these guys. Craig, who do we have here?
We have my friend Jamie. She does her own podcast. That's who Waldo is. And on my right, or I'm sorry, that left or your right that you're watching. Her name is Jade Phoenix. She made up this cosplay, the Strawberry Milk Cow. Cow
Nice.
Strawberry Milk. She's got a huge following, and she's one of those people. She's a professional cosplay. She has her own TikTok. She has her own podcast. She's right now as we're doing this podcast. She's at Brooklyn Comic Con, doing that.
I see you guys getting out and about and doing some of the other cons. I'm looking behind you, and there's a picture that says the Philadelphia Podcasting. I can't quite see what the rest of it says. Creative Arts. Who are they?
Exactly, yeah. They recorded everyone's podcast, and they're the network that if you're doing a podcast in Philadelphia, they're the ones that'll promote it. Then they'll put it out. They promote when on our Facebook Comic Book Gurus Facebook page. When we have a new episode, I send it to them, and they send it to all of their followers. So, yeah, they're the lifeline of Philadelphia podcasting.
All right. Who took this picture? I'm going to guess Rob.
Yes,
I knew
I
it.
took this picture,
And dog you.
and they got thrown. They stood up. They were sitting down, and they stood up to take the picture, and then security threw them out because it was the end of the night.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
physically threw them out.
They said, "Oh, you have to go." So if I hadn't made them stand up, they might have been able to.
Son
sit
of a
little
bitch.
longer.
You know what? But now they're immortalized on this podcast, and their careers will be off like a rocket. All right. So these young ladies outside?
No, inside. This was like the end of the night, so this is like
This is just before they call the authorities.
yes.
Yes, he's all in black. He looks like Sasquatch.
These two did not stand up, so they did not get thrown out.
Well, good. You learned your lesson.
Yeah, what were their costumes, or what were they cosplaying as?
One was this girl on the right runs a lavender farm.
Yeah.
And,
Like, is that a tail? What is that?
I think she's
think
Squirrel
so.
Girl.
I like
Okay,
it.
the
I
other
like
one-
them both.
Oh,
You know, the cool part is, guys, when you walk around, you may not even know what everyone is, but it's just the fact that they are, they're just doing it and having fun is what makes it so much fun. So there you go. All right. Who took this?
I did, and it was the first time I ever saw anybody dressed up like Nova.
Me too.
It's really
and
cool.
Saddlebag instead of a fanny pack.
Yeah. I guess they you know, it's like the stones in Thanos's glove. There's only so many fanny packs available.
I think
And you've got to
I
collect
think
them all.
Saddlebags are better for outer space.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
Is that Spider Noir next to Nova, Rob?
Yeah,
Was
there
that
should be another picture of both. There we go.
okay?
Yeah.
So those are two Spider Noir from the first Spider-Man Spider-Verse movie.
So creative. So I mean, to people don't realize. I think Steph, you've done a little bit. Have you done a little bit of cosplay?
not too mostly for Halloween, but never to a
Okay.
con because I sweat. Honestly, because I sweat too much. I'll be
my
too uncomfortable. I'm the worst. I know.
That
But
Twilight
I would love
Princess is
to.
about to have a seizure.
Oh, it's so bad. Well, I do have a really good Captain Marvel outfit that one of these days I'm like, I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and wear it because I spent a lot of money on it. It's like it's a really good one.
Yeah.
And just wear it. Maybe next year I'll do it. But
All right.
I would
we'll
love
hold
to.
you. We'll hold you to
Steve,
that.
Steve,
Yeah.
somebody at one of the tables came up to me and they said, "Are you cosplaying?" And I went, "No." And it was a compliment. He goes, "Well, you're all in black. I thought maybe you were John Wick."
Very nice.
Yeah,
You know,
I
I
liked
could
it.
see that. Yeah.
I would
Actually,
would've
why
gone
don't
with
you
you.
say that? Whenever people say, "What is with this absurd getup?" You can say, "I'm John Wick," and you shut them
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, I
You
would
know
go
what?
with Peter
You know,
Jackson.
everyone knows you, Rob, for your garb, and it's kind of your thing now, and I love it. So, yeah, we'll call you John Wick now, Rob Wick. All right, look at this, more Spider-Man. Definitely Spider-Man's time right now. And
The
who do we
Ladybug.
have here?
That's I thought, was that the Ladybug or the Spot?
It's
No,
Ladybug.
it's not the
from,
Spot. It's Ladybug.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry.
Did you notice, like, a lot of these pictures I took, like, they were congregating near bathrooms?
Yes. Well, a lot of people don't know that whereas Bruce Wayne has the Bat Cave, Spider-Man has the public restroom.
Yes.
So Rob just hung around restrooms waiting for people to come out and say, "Hey,
You
Well,
would
it
be a
seems to
watch
great
work.
you'd be a great Nat Geo photographer looking for the lion's bathroom. All right, there we go. Loving this.
Oh, wow.
That's very
I,
cool.
I'm not even sure what it was. Does anybody
I'm not
know?
sure.
was
I
that American Horror
I
Story?"
think that's Attorney Gloria Allred.
Ah,
With a
I was
purse. Is that
With
also a purse?
yeah,
I mean,
that's a purse. Let's face it. No matter how evil you are, you still got to watch your stuff.
it
You
exactly.
almost
know,
it almost looks like some Roblox character. I don't even
it's really
know.
cool, really
It
cool, and I
is.
love the mouth stuff is sensational. Yeah, I
Yeah,
love
Mhm.
that.
the axe is a
And
nice
here
touch.
you
Oh, there it
go.
is.
There
There
you
it is.
go.
Yeah.
Oh, sensational! It's a great
Yeah.
costume too.
Oh, it was so good. And right after well, she was kind of getting ushered away because she was right below the escalator. So everyone was it was like backing up, so they tried to get her to stop, but we were able to get a picture real quick.
Fantastic. All right. Wow. This
Oh,
is Rob on your way to the barber.
yes.
yeah. This was a snow creature from Empire.
Oh, okay. All right. What are they?
Hoping, I'm guessing.
With a
What do they
bag,
call them again?
with a saddlebag.
I
Uh,
uh, I
so
don't know.
You,
Did they
you,
have a name? It kills tauntauns. I know that.
right. He killed the tauntaun, and I thought there was were they ever actually labeled? I don't know. Yeah, not bad. I would say again, I don't recall that creature wearing a harness and carrying a purse, but I don't know. I don't know that savage wilderness that they live in, that the ice planet perhaps mandates that you carry you accessorize.
Rob, but this
There
is
we go. We know Krampus.
yeah.
yes.
That's really
By the
good.
way, I have that same Krampus mask. It is awesome. I have to remember to wear that. We do the Christmas Miracle broadcast, the Preston and Steve show. So terrific. Well, I think that might be the last pick, guys. Very impressive collection of stuff. And it seems like you had a great time. When is the next convention? When is the next public appearance for the Gurus? Do we know it yet, or do we still have to get some information before we can announce that publicly?
Well, if the Philadelphia Fan Expo will be in May next year,
May
so
2nd.
Okay.
we'll definitely be back for that. But there's talk in August that we might make some appearances at some of the other cities like Boston or Chicago. They're kind of
Represent.
on the table. They're
Yeah.
kind of on the table. So we're waiting to see what happens.
All right. Well,
Um,
listen, I think that's very cool. We got some more stuff coming up. Creating more content consistently, and I just thought it'd be nice to take a look at what you guys achieved over the weekend and the experience that you had, and say hi to the people that you met. And I think we did all that. So keep up. We got to remember to tell people to do this. I'm so horrible, but I'm getting better. Subscribe if you could. Spread the word. Let everybody know that we're trying to do something here. The comic book gurus and obviously staff and the whole collective all doing their best to deliver you some entertaining stuff. I'm just a button pushing fool, but we appreciate you checking us out. Spread the word, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye, guys. Bye bye, guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye bye.